Today I'm going to show you how to develop a new habit in just 4 simple steps. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Mahoney. If you are new here, I am a channel that helps you develop new skills for personal growth in your life. It is in order to make your life happier and healthier and try to learn how to relax a little bit. This is something I struggled with for lots and lots of years of my life. I struggled with depression and anxiety, and I'm here to tell you today that you don't have to live a life like that forever. And so my goal here is to teach you new strategies to make your life easier. So let's get right on into it. My first tip for you today is discover what the new habit is that you want to actually have in your life. Now, this may seem like it's actually really easy, but it may be a little bit deep-rooted than you may think. So writing out a dump list of all the things that you wish you could do in your life, maybe is something as simple as, I wish I would read more. I hear that all the time. You could definitely incorporate this into your life. It's just a new habit that you'll have to find a place for in your life currently, which you can do. So the first thing before we jump into how to do that is, what is the habit that you want to incorporate in your life that's going to make your life either easier, make your life happier, more relaxed, more productive, whatever your reason is, you want to think about what it is that you want. That's simple, right? Depending on who you are, these steps are all simple, but they may not necessarily be easy. But think about that habit, okay? The next step, number 2, is to think about why you want that habit in your life. This step is actually not as easy. Some people will easily come up with something, but is that really your deep-rooted reason? Because sometimes we'll think that that's our reason, or we think that's what someone else wants to hear, when really it may not really be the reason why we want to do it, or the habit in general is something that we just feel like we should have, but not necessarily want. So these two really do correlate together very well. And they're super important to get started with before we even go into how to develop this new habit. You have to really want the habit, and you have to know why you want that habit, okay? If you don't have these 2 foundational skills down, then the rest is really just gonna be useless to you. It really will be. So for an example, one of my things that I wanted to incorporate as a new habit in my life is taking vitamins. Vitamins are good for me. They make my body feel better. They're helping me with sleep, all those kinds of things. So for me, my habit would be to take the vitamin. My why is to feel healthier and gain those nutrients that I'm not necessarily getting from the food that I'm eating. So I have 2 concrete reasons. It took me a while to come up with them and to think about them and to really make sure that this is something that I wanted. Now we're going to get into the how. The third step is how to implement, right? So yes, we have this habit we want to incorporate. How are we going to implement that in our current lifestyle right now? Biggest advice here is that when you have a new habit, you want to pair it with an old habit that you already have that has been ingrained in you for maybe many, many years or maybe many months, depending on what the habit is. For me, it made the most sense. If I wanted to take a new vitamin, I'm going to pair this with brushing my teeth, because I've been brushing my teeth at least twice a day, every day for, the past 30 something years, right? Depending on how independent I was when I was little. At least 35 years I've been doing this habit, okay? So that is something that's easy for me to incorporate, because I take my vitamin bottle and I put it right next to where my toothbrush and toothpaste are on my counter in my bathroom. This is a stimuli now for my brain to say, oh yeah, take your vitamin. So every morning when I go brush my teeth, I also can take my vitamin. It's there, it's ready, it's easy for me to now remember and do that. Now I know not every habit that you're going to want is going to be that easy. So how can you decide how to pair these habits, okay? You can have a timer for a certain time of day, every day, whatever your new habit is. Say you want to get home from work every day and read for 30 minutes. Set that timer for 4:30, whatever the time is that works for you. Set that timer on your phone, maybe even on your, Google Home or Alexa, whatever in your house. This will help prompt you, just like an accountability partner or a friend or a spouse, a partner, to say, hey, it's 4:30, you should be doing this. The timers will help you do that. You can do this multiple ways as well on your phone. So you can have like the timer on the actual phone app. You can have it in your calendar. You can maybe schedule an email alert, anything. There's so many different ways that you can do that. But just make sure that it's on there, but also making sure that this is the proper time that you are available to do that activity. Don't schedule a 4:30 alarm if you know that your kid has gymnastics class at that time and you have to be driving to bring them there, and you may be late and there may be traffic. And if you're gonna miss that timer and you keep snoozing it every time, this is not gonna be a behavior that's going to be developed very quickly. So you wanna make sure whatever time frame you are picking, that it's going to be able to be accomplished during that time. So for me, if I wanna do something like that on a time schedule, I like to do sometime during the night. After my kids are all settled for the night, the pets have all been fed and taken out, the dishes are done, the laundry's done. So when my 8:30 timer goes off, I go, oh, I'm just sitting here relaxing on the couch, my timer went off, I get to read my book now. Like, you wanna make it as easy as possible for you to actually develop that habit. Make sense? Okay, now the fourth step to this process is accountability, tracking. If you are someone like myself who loves that gratification of being like, check, I did the thing on the box, on the to-do list, you can do this also in many different ways. You can have a simple app in your phone that just says, yes, I read for 30 minutes, cool, I love it. This helps you see the progress of your habit making, okay? This can make us really accountable. Think about things like Weight Watchers app, the Lose It app. You're tracking your food, you're tracking your weight, your pictures, maybe whatever you want to do. In addition, if you go in these apps, there's all kinds of data and graphs and data points, because as humans, we thrive on those things. Even if you're not, the nerdy type, to see the progress that you have done day to day, month to month, year to year, there is something in there that actually makes us excited about that, and we can see the progress. We see that it's working, even though our patience may be a little bit low and we want instant gratification. We all know that that's not really a thing. So maybe even opening up an Excel spreadsheet. It's really not that scary, I promise. If you want a video like that, put it down in the comments down below. I can show you an easy way to make an Excel spreadsheet that shows you how to keep track of any kind of habit or behavior. If that's not your jam, you could simply get a piece of paper, track them that way. You could use a planner, jot it down on a calendar, X it out every day, circle the day in a certain color if you want. There's like 1,000 different ways that you can track. I can make an entirely separate video on tracking if you're interested in that, but I'm also going to add a tracking sheet down in my blog for free. Just click it, download it, and that could be a start for you to be able to track it in a fun, colorful way. For me, I like to, print out the 30 or 31 days of the month, and then every day you get to color in a circle with whatever you want to do, and then that way you have your tracking. If you miss a day, not a big deal. Don't let yourself stress out about that, right? If you're on apps like I have, like reading, it will tell you your streak, how many days you've read in a row, or you're logging your food, how many days you've done it in a row. Those can be motivators for us to want to have those streaks. If you're a Snapchat person, this is like one of the best examples I have. My friend and I, we have our Snapchat streak over 1,000 days. I think it's actually over 1,100 at this point. So 1,100 days in a row, we have sent each other a Snapchat picture. Usually it's of nothingness. And that's been a habit for us for over 1,000 days. So when you say to yourself, I can't do it, I don't know how to have an everyday habit, think about things like that. If you're a social media person, how much do you go on there? How much do you comment on other people's things or see other people's things? We have all these habits going on and we're not even realizing that we're doing it. So pairing things like that together can help you, because we can do this. You absolutely can. But again, you have to go back to that beginning. You have to want this habit, okay? And there's plenty of ways for us to do this. You just have to make yourself accountable, and things like timers. If you have an accountability person, that's also a great thing. You can also tell us in my personal growth group. We can have an accountability group there as well, or a little event where you can go in and track yourself that way to let us all know, here's your goal, and we can help keep you accountable for that goal. And how fun will it be to celebrate every week when you can say you've had your 7-day streak of doing your new habit, right? It's always fun to have a group full of people who are supportive, whether they're strangers or not. It's nice to have someone to talk to. So that's what my group is. I'll have all these things linked down below. Get your accountability tracker on my website. That will help you right away to just get it going, and then you can find out what works for you and what doesn't. If you have any questions about the things that I talked about, please leave them down below, or you can reach me at michelle@michellelissamahoney.com in my email, and I'd love to reach out to you there as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was super helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.